Eliza Turner had always felt a deep connection to the past. Her job as a researcher for the local historical society in her quaint New England town allowed her to immerse herself in the stories of yesteryear. On a chilly November afternoon, Eliza found herself in the attic of her great-grandmother Margaret Harrison's old Victorian house, sorting through dusty trunks and boxes. Margaret, an esteemed local historian, had passed away 3 years prior, leaving behind a treasure trove of memories and artifacts. As Eliza rummaged through an old trunk, she discovered a stack of yellowed letters bound with a faded blue ribbon. Her heart quickened as she untied the ribbon and unfolded the top letter. The elegant, flowing handwriting belonged to someone named Edward, and the letters were addressed to her great-grandmother. Eliza was intrigued. She had heard stories of Margaret's youthful romance, but had never seen any of the actual correspondence. The letters painted a vivid picture of Edward Collins, a young man deeply in love with Margaret. His words were passionate and filled with longing. "Dearest Margaret," one letter began, "the world feels incomplete without you by my side. Every day away from you feels like an eternity. The days here are long, and the nights are colder, but the thought of you warms me more than any fire ever could." As Eliza read through the letters, she became absorbed in Edward and Margaret's tumultuous romance, disrupted by war and societal expectations. Edward's letters spoke of his bravery and his unwavering love for Margaret, despite the distance and uncertainty. Eliza was moved by the depth of their connection and felt as though Edward and Margaret were reaching out to her across time. Determined to learn more about Edward's life and his relationship with Margaret, Eliza visited the local library. It was there that she met James Harrington, a genealogist who had recently moved to town. James, tall and lean with sharp blue eyes, was engrossed in old records when Eliza approached him. "Excuse me," she said, "I'm Eliza Turner. I found some letters from Edward Collins to my great-grandmother. I'm looking for more information about him." James looked up, intrigued. "Edward Collins? That's an interesting name. I've been researching local histories and might have come across something related. Would you like to join me?" As they collaborated on the research, Eliza and James discovered that Edward had been a prominent figure in the community and had made significant contributions during his time. Their shared interest in Edward's story quickly turned into a partnership, and their late-night research sessions evolved into shared dinners and deep conversations. One evening, as they sat in a cozy cafe, Eliza shared a particularly poignant letter from Edward. It was a letter of farewell, written with a heavy heart as he prepared for a final deployment. "I wish I could be there with you," the letter read, "to hold you in my arms and promise you that we will be together again. Until then, know that my love for you is as eternal as the stars." James looked at Eliza, his expression softening. It's incredible how powerful these words are, even after all these years. Edward's love for Margaret was so deep. Eliza nodded, her eyes meeting his. "It makes me wonder about the kind of love they had. It's something so pure and enduring." As Eliza and James delved deeper into Edward's past, their own connection grew stronger. The story of Edward and Margaret became a backdrop to their blossoming romance. They found solace in each other's company, and their bond deepened as they shared the intimate details of Edward and Margaret's love. Eventually, they uncovered that Edward's story had a tragic ending. After being separated from Margaret, Edward had never returned. The letters revealed that he had died in battle, leaving Margaret with a broken heart. Eliza felt a profound sadness for her great-grandmother, but also a sense of fulfillment in having uncovered the truth. The story had come full circle, and she felt a new connection to her family's past. One evening, as they reviewed the final letter from Edward, James took Eliza's hand. "You know," Reading these letters has made me realize how important it is to cherish the moments we have with the people we love. Eliza looked at him, her heart swelling with emotion. I feel the same way. Edward and Margaret's story has taught me so much about love and commitment. James leaned closer, his voice soft. I think we have something special here, too. It feels like a love story of our own. Eliza's heart raced as she realized that James was confessing his feelings for her. She smiled, feeling a sense of joy and contentment. I think so, too. And I'm grateful for the way our own story has unfolded. With their newfound love and connection, Eliza and James continued to honor Edward and Margaret's legacy. They worked together to preserve the letters and share their story with the community, ensuring that the romance of the past would not be forgotten. Their relationship blossomed as they built a life together, inspired by the enduring love that Edward and Margaret had shared. Eliza often looked back on the letters and the journey that had led her to James, feeling grateful for the way history had intertwined with her own life, creating a love story that was as timeless as the letters themselves. And so, the legacy of Edward and Margaret lived on, not only through the preserved letters, but also through the love that had blossomed between Eliza and James. Their story was a testament to the power of love, both past and present, and a reminder that true love can transcend time.